Hey everyone, welcome back. In today's lesson, we're diving into fractions, decimals, and percentages. Three key concepts that come up often on the ASVAB. Knowing how to convert between these forms and solve percentage problems is essential. Plus, we'll tackle some fraction word problems. Let's get started. Step 1. Converting fractions to decimals. Let's start by converting fractions to decimals. Here's how you do it. You simply divide the numerator, the top number, by the denominator, the bottom number. So let's try this example, 3/4. We want to convert that into a decimal. 3 divided by 4. So here's how we solve this. Let's not make this so wide. Here's how we solve this. Remember, it'll be the denominator divided by the numerator. Denominator, numerator. Okay. So we can go ahead and add our decimals here. We'll add a couple. All right. Now, dividing 4 does not go into 3, but 4 can go into 30. As a matter of fact, 4 goes into 30 7 times. So we make sure we put this above, and we'll add our decimal. Make sure we put this above the tenths place. Okay? Now 4 times 7 is 28. If we subtract 28 from 30, we get 2. All right? We bring our 0 down, and we get 20. 4 divided by 20 is 5. All right? 4 times 5 is 20. If you can see, that cancels out, so that's all we have left. 0.75. So we convert 3/4 to a decimal, it would be 0.75. Step 2. Converting decimals to fractions. Now, let's go the other way. Decimals to fractions. Look at the decimal and see how many decimal places there are. For example, 0.6. To get a whole number, we would just move this one decimal place, making it 6. So that would be 1 divided by, or 0.6 divided by 1. Now, since we only moved it one place, that's to the 10th power. So that would be 6/10. Now we just have to simplify this. And to simplify, we just have to find a common factor to divide both of these numbers by. 2 would be the common factor for 6 and 10. 6 divided by 2 would be 3. And 10 divided by 2 would be 5. So 0.6 always equals 3/5. Step 3. Converting fractions to percentages. Now, let's convert fractions to percentages. To do this, let's start with the example 2/5. All right? Now, to do this, we must first convert this fraction to a decimal. If you watched our first video in this series, you'll see that we taught you how to convert a fraction to a decimal. So if you don't know how to do this, go back and watch that first video. All right? So, to convert this to a decimal, we take the denominator and divide it by the numerator. So 5 goes into 2 0 times, but it goes into 20 4 times. 5 times 4 equals 20. Make sure we add an extra decimal, extra zero, and that cancels out, and we bring the zero down. So 2/5 equals 40%. Step 4. Solving percentage problems, discounts. Let's say a jacket costs $80 and there's a 20% discount. How much do we save and what's the final price? To find the discount, multiply the price by the percentage. For this problem, we can display it as this. 80 times 0.20 equals. So to multiply this together, we could ignore the decimal point and just do 80 times 20, which would be 1,600. Placing the decimal back would give us $16. So you save $16. Now, to find the final price, subtract the discount from the original price. 80 minus 16 equals 16 minus from 80 is 64. So the jacket costs $64 after the discount. Step 5. Interest rates. So we know the principal is $200 and we know the interest rate is 0.05. So if you multiply this together to do 0.05, that would give us 0, 0, and then 5 times 2 would be 10. And that is our annual interest, $10. Step 6. Fraction of a quantity. Let's work on some fraction word problems. These might look tricky, but they're really just about setting up the problem properly and solving step by step. Okay? So, here's a problem for us. A fraction of a quantity. A squad of 80 soldiers needs to complete a task. 3/4 of them are assigned to the mission. How many soldiers are working on the mission? To solve this, we multiply the total number of soldiers by 3/4. So we set this up as 80 times 3/4 equals. So first, we multiply 80 by 3. We can solve this by 80 by 3. 3 times 0 is 0. 8 times 3, 24. All right. Now, we must divide. Well, first we have 240 over 4. So we must divide to get this answer. Now that we have all of that here, (240 over 4 is our answer now. So now we have to divide these. We can take 4 and divide that by 240. 4 isn't divisible into 2, but it is divisible into 24. So 4 times 6 is 24. Bring down the 0, and we have 60. So the answer to 80 times 3/4 is 60. 60 of the soldiers were assigned to the mission. Awesome job today. You've now got the skills to convert between fractions, decimals, and percentages, and tackling percentage problems and fraction word problems. In the next lesson, we'll tackle more advanced math concepts like algebra and geometry. Keep practicing, and you'll be ready for the ASVAB.